Long-time followers of the channel and my content around Magic the Gathering and gaming in general know that I love Baldur's Gate. And I spoke very fondly of Battle for Baldur's Gate, which was a Dungeons & Dragons themed Magic the Gathering set around the mythos and connections to the original Baldur's Gate games, as well as Baldur's Gate 3. I've built multiple decks from this set, I've played it on gameplay shows, I've talked at great length in multiple videos about how much I love this set and how I think it got a bad rap for multiple reasons. If you want to hear like a deep breakdown of that, then you can check out the videos linked in the description and in the cards of this video, my love letters to the set and conversations around it. So I was pretty excited yesterday when I saw new arts for Karlach and Asterion, two cards that were largely overlooked early on in their lifetime before Baldur's Gate 3 fully dropped as a video game and transformed everyone's opinions of those characters. Because before, we didn't know who Karlach was, and then we all knew she was the muscle mummy from Baldur's Gate 3.
Gods, I want to ride you till you see stars.
We got to see these yesterday. Asterion the Decadent and Karlach, Fury of Avernus, both of which are the original cards from Battle for Baldur's Gate. By the way, they're not new mechanics. Super interesting and kind of telling that loads of people were on Twitter yesterday were asking, are these new? And on Reddit too. Like, no, these are the cards from Battle for Baldur's Gate. You just overlooked the set massively. Not your fault. This is not me blaming the audience here. This is Wizards of the Coast marketing the set poorly by putting it out during the preview seasons of much bigger sets. Having much more premium sets come out straight away afterwards too, so people held back their money to, it was Commander Legends or was it Commander Masters? It was one of the big sets that people held off to purchase instead of buying the Baldur's Gate stuff, because a lot of influencers said the cards in the set were bad and not very powerful. Those people were wrong. The cards in the set fucking ruled, and a lot of them were very powerful. So these cards are coming in a new secret lair that will be launching soon, and it's to celebrate the Dungeons & Dragons 50th anniversary. There's going to be 5 secret lairs. There's going to be an exhibition of adventure. There's going to be a secret lair called Asterion's Thirst, which has Asterion in it. There's going to be a secret lair called Karlach's Rage, which has Karlach in it. And there's going to be Death in the Eyes of the Beholder 1 and Death in the Eye of the Beholder 2. These will be available on August 27th, and they'll be available through both D&D Beyond and the Secret Lair website, and you can sign up to the Secret Lair website today to get notifications. And it's really interesting that they chose the Asterion and the Karlach to promo the Secret Lair, because those characters are much beloved by both people who love Baldur's Gate 3 and then Magic players who like Baldur's Gate 3. I'm super excited to see some more love thrown towards the Baldur's Gate cards, the set in general, and this sort of stuff. In some ways, I'm sad that we're not going to get a secret lair where we get reimaginings or new arts or more explosive frame treatments for the original cast of characters. Your Minsc, although I guess Minsc has had his time in the sun as being one of the best cards from the set, but Minsc, Jaheira, Imoen, even Abdul Adrian himself. But namely, I love Abdul Adrian because it's one of my favorite commander decks I've ever built. Blue-white Abdul Adrian, and eventually one day I'll make the other colors. I've been saying it for a couple of years now. But either way, I would love to have seen a new Abdul Adrian with some new artwork, just because I love the card so much. But alas, that is not what we're getting. Let's talk about the Asterion and Karlach and 2 issues I have with this secret lair going forward. One is minor, and one is pretty major, and I think it's going to echo the sentiments of a lot of people. First of all, they're in separate secret lairs, so you're not going to be able to buy one secret lair and get the full set of companions. You're just getting Asterion secret lair and Karlach's secret lair. This means you've got to buy 2 secret lairs to get those 2 companions. Also, we're not really sure right now if Karlach and Asterion secret lairs have other companions in them, if we'll get Will and Lysel and similar in those secret lairs. They're just named after the front-facing sexier characters, I guess. It might just be that we get Asterion with his chest wide open, doing a bit of a thirst trap, plus other cards that are themed around Asterion. We might get a Sorin's Thirst, which will be a pretty big waste of a card in there because it's not very good. Again, we can get a Vampire Bite, another wasteful card, but this is the kind of thing I could see themed around Asterion. Or we could get some really cool reskins or, dare I say it, mechanically unique stuff for his Liege Lord, the one that you fight in Baldur's Gate 3. I forget his name, the one who he's indebted to. Stuff like that, the big old vampire. That's a minor spoiler there for Baldur's Gate 3. I didn't even say his name. Either way, stuff like that. Same with Karlach's Fury. We might just get like rage-themed stuff or things to do with the backstory. I guess we already had Big Devil Mummy. Zariel, that's the one. She's the villain from Avernus, right? The one that Karlach is out to get as part of her big backstory. Again, minor spoilers, but I mean, it says here in the flavor text of the new one. It's cool that the new one actually has flavor text referencing Zariel. I'm not saying we'll definitely get a Zariel in the secret lair, but that is an option if they want to flesh out their backstories and companion quests with cards. What this might mean is that we just get more secret lairs down the line for the other companions as they go back to that well of resource. The reason that the Baldur's Gate set did so poorly was not because Wizards didn't have confidence in Baldur's Gate 3, it was just all very badly timed. So now that they've seen just the the absolute phenomenon that Baldur's Gate 3 was in the gaming community, they might want to go back to that well and revisit some of those things, even if it's just for extended arts and frame treatments or new cards perhaps in Secret Lairs. The real positive, I guess, is using the old cards is a positive when it comes to the new Secret Lair methodology of selling the cards to you. And this brings me to my second problem, is that these will not be print to demand. They will be like the previous Secret Lairs since Christmas, which is that they are print a load, sell them, and once they go out of stock, you're fucked. And whilst that's good that we're not having any mechanically unique new cards from the Baldur's Gate canon or new representations of those characters being locked behind a paywall that will then go out of stock, that's a good thing. Ultimately, it's just bad to see Secret Lairs continue down this route. Now, you might ask why I'm banging this drum about this specific Secret Lair, but I'm not. It's been an issue since Christmas. I did a video last week about the fact that we had the Monty Python one sell out in less than 2 hours in some regions, and a lot of people left like waking up to find it sold out, being at work, stuck at work and not being able to get online to buy them, and just so many people disappointed. The best, almost positive thing about Secret Lairs historically was that anyone could get access to them. It was in a window where you had to have the available cash to do so, but it wasn't going to run out all of a sudden, and you'd have to commit to some sort of FOMO, buy it now or forever hold your peace nonsense that they now have made people commit to. And the reason this is even bigger of an issue with this one is that I think that Baldur's Gate 3 being how popular it is, and people missing out on these cards the first time round, and now these being the most bespoke and unique looking versions of those cards, is going to be a very popular Secret Lair. I'd hazard a guess it might be one of the most popular, if not the most popular Secret Lair we're going to see in a while. The Venn diagram of Baldur's Gate 3 lovers and Magic is not a circle, but it's probably pretty overlapping. I don't know where I was going to end that sort of, but you know what I mean. I assume this will sell out very, very quickly, although there is perhaps an argument that Wizards of the Coast have learned a little bit, or will learn a little bit from the debacles around the Monty Python Secret Lair, and they're gearing up to have a lot of these available across the two platforms, both D&D Beyond and Secret Lair. Ultimately, even as a D&D fan, I'm just not that excited about a 50th anniversary D&D Secret Lair drop thing. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Death is in the eye of the beholder. I wonder if it's just reskins of the previous beholder cards. I get a feeling that one of these is going to have mechanically unique cards in it, and we've been waiting to see what happens with that and what their prices sell out in the secondary market once they sell out to the scalpers who are going to stick them all on eBay because it's a limited print run. Either way, I'm just not looking forward to my feed being full of a lot of people just being very disappointed that they can't get hold of the bespoke, pretty versions of the characters that they like. Like, ultimately, these cards still exist. Asterion, the Thirst Trap, or non-Thirst Trap version of Asterion, is less than $1 to buy right now. And Karlach, which is actually a stronger card than people first realized, did start in the couple of dollar range and climbed to around $18 at her peak once people realized who Karlach was and how good Baldur's Gate 3 as a game was. And then she's teetered back down to $10. So these cards aren't like super primo difficult to get hold of stuff. Asterion is out there for people who want to play Asterion as a commander or in their main deck. But I still think that making these cards so difficult to get hold of is not a positive thing for the community as a whole. I am quite a big fan of both accessibility, but also people just being able to get hold of the toys they want to play with. We are the consumers who are propping up this company at the end of the day. We should be able to buy the things with our money and not have them limited to this FOMO nonsense. I'm going to try not to make another video about the FOMO nature of Secret Lair for a good couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, hopefully. Maybe even Wizards of the Coast rectify this by, reacting to community feedback. But when I just saw this get announced only a few days after the Monty Python stuff happened, it just filled me with another sense of dread, a sense of having to see other players frustrated and upset, and I hate seeing that. So I guess I'm going to end out the video with saying, please Wizards, listen to the feedback and perhaps make a large quantity of these so they don't sell out within a matter of hours, or perhaps, just perhaps, go back to the one thing that was the biggest saving grace of Secret Lairs, making them print to demand within a certain window. I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. Check out more videos on the channel, don't forget to subscribe, all that stuff for more magical goodness, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta for now.